Guys, let me just start by saying I apologize for the length of the video. I consider it breaking it down into two videos, choosing our city and how much the move was, but I don't want to do that, so it is what it is. So again, I apologize, and I edited as much as I could out without leaving any of the important stuff out. But I mean, we're talking about moving to another country, so there's a lot to cover. Hope you guys like it. Let's go. What's up, guys? My name is Abel. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, starting over in Spain. For those of you who not know or are new here, we are a family of four who moved last year from South Florida all the way to Spain. Now, before we get started on the video, I want to address some things I've been seeing in the comments. A lot of questions, especially about taxes. So let me just break it down right now. We haven't done taxes yet here. Next year in 2026, we will be doing the taxes for 2025, which is going to be complicated since we have property in the States and we are residents of Spain. So whenever that happens, I will make a video explaining the situation. Number two, you guys have been saying that for YouTube revenue, and the non-lucrative visa, I can't have any income. Although that's true, our visa expired already. We have been living here more than a year, so we're not currently on a visa. And I'm not expecting anything from this YouTube channel, at least not now. It's gonna take a while before I get even any sort of revenue. And I've been doing all of that while evading some of the negative comments that I've been seeing, especially on my second video. Some Spanish people, rightfully so, I mean, they take offense to any criticism of Spain at all, especially from an immigrant, which I understand, but it is what it is. It comes with the territory. So in today's video, we're gonna talk about how and why we chose the city of Zaragoza to move into Spain. And we're gonna talk about how much was our move entirely. At the end of the video, I'll give you the total figure of what that was. So let's break it down with how we chose Zaragoza as our city. So during the time that we were waiting for our visa, if you haven't seen my last video, go check it out. I talk about the process of getting the visa and how much it was. So during that time, it took a couple of months. So we were actually looking for a city to move into. So my process was, me and my wife's process was, we didn't want a place that was hot all the time. So south of Spain pretty much went out the window. Places like, as you can see here, like Malaga, Sevilla, Alicante, Granada, all those places we really didn't think about. We wanted something that had 4 seasons. We're really into that. It's such a good feeling whenever Christmas time comes around and it's cold outside. If it's snowing, it's a plus, but as long as it's cold outside, it just gives a different vibe to it. That's what we were looking for, a place that had 4 seasons. We didn't mind the heat, but only in the summer. If it's winter time, I wanted it to be cold. I wanted to see the fall. I wanted to see the spring. So from there, my wife actually has a family here in Asturias, which is around this area right here, in Oviedo and Gijón. And we started looking at these places and we actually liked it a lot. So you can see there's a lot of green around it. It's close by the beach, which we didn't care for, but it's nice to know. But the problem with Asturias that we came to find out is that it rains a lot and it's super cloudy, which we didn't want. We lived in Washington State for about 3.5 years when I was stationed over there when I was in the Army. And although it is beautiful, the mountain scenery, there's a lot of outdoor activities, ski, snowboard. The downside is it rains a lot, it's super cloudy all the time, and it's just that annoying drizzle. It's not pouring rain, but it's just that annoying drizzle with the gray skies. It can get really depressing. Over there in Washington State, you'll see the sun like once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. And although those good activities, I just didn't want to live like that. So this went out the window, we moved on. My wife has also family in Vigo, which is right here, super close to the border of Portugal. Now, when it comes to the border, I wanted some place that was close to France. Why? I don't know, it was more of a psychological thing. When I was in the Army, I wanted to be stationed in Germany so bad, just because I knew that Germany was kind of in the middle of Europe, so you can travel anywhere, take a train, take a plane, and you're countries all over the place. So that was my mentality when moving to Spain. I wanted to I don't know why, but I just wanted to be close enough to the border of France. So if I wanted to just take a short drive, a couple hours, we'll be in another country. I know Portugal, you can do that from Vigo, but there's nothing else but Portugal. So I wanted more variety, I don't know. So as we're moving closer to the border of France, we started looking at Santander, and we looked into it, but it's kind of small. I don't know if you guys remember my last video, I talked about that my second video when we came to visit Spain for the first time, I talked about talking to all the taxi drivers and just asking them what are good places around the country to raise families. You know, good. They pretty much said the city that we were at the time, either Valencia, Alicante, or Madrid. But besides that, a lot of people said Santander. So since we have kids, we're looking for international schools for the kids to go into, at least at the beginning. What that means is we wanted bilingual schools. We wanted schools that speak English and Spanish. Now our kids at that time didn't speak any Spanish, so we just didn't want to put them in a fully Spanish school, like a public school, and have them be a shock to them. It was going to make the move even harder for them. I mean, it was already going to be a shock moving and leaving all their friends behind, but if you put them in a school that the language is completely different, the food is different, the culture is different, it was gonna be too much. I mean, me and my wife already went through that when we came from Cuba to the US without not knowing any English. And of course, my parents couldn't afford any private school or bilingual schools like that. So the shock was hard and we didn't want our kids to go through that. So this is what we're thinking when we're looking at places. The first thing, okay, Santander, but the second option is, okay, are there any international schools around this area? And the smaller the city, the smaller of chances are that are more than one international schools. And not only that, but they have to have availability for both kids. So based on that reason, I think there was only 1 or 2 schools in Santander and it was just too small. So again, we moved on. So we started going closer and we stopped here by Bilbao. So I don't know any of these places. The only thing I'm looking at are the bold letters in the map. Legit, like this is what I'm going by. I'm clicking on the places and I'm looking at the pictures right here. This is what I'm doing. This is what my wife are doing. If we like the pictures, we look at videos and we look for schools. As you can see, this place looked amazing, but again, it was more of the same as Asturias as far as cloudy, even not as much. But for some reason, the schools here, I found 3 and they were quite expensive. And I don't know, again, small place, I don't know, it just didn't caught our attention. We can't tell you a specific reason why we didn't choose this place, but it's just, I don't know. So we kept going. I literally kept going like this. And we stopped right here. I mean, as you can see in the map right here, there's nothing but bold letters. So the next place was here. Now, San Sebastian. Now, I'm looking to a Google. I'm putting top places to raise our family in Spain, top places for expats to move, which is like, you know, people from the US or another country. And San Sebastian came up a lot. It was a nice, safe place with good schools. And it was really, really pretty, tourist heavy. But the only downside of, I mean, look at this. Looks sick. We started looking at videos on San Sebastian and it looked really, really, really good. But the only downside that we found was it's expensive. I mean, it was kind of like Madrid expensive, sometimes even more expensive. So we found the schools, we liked the place. So the next thing, this is all like a process, like a checklist. Okay, we found the schools, we like the place. The next thing we're looking at are rent. So we'll go to Idealista and we're looking for something similar to our house in the States. I know it's not gonna be an actual residential house, but it will be an apartment, same size, similar. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, around from 1,100 to 1,300 square footage. I mean, that's big for an apartment, but that's kind of what we were looking at. That's our mentality. We didn't know if it was gonna be the case or not, but that's kind of the filter we were putting in the lista. And we found out that those filters were expensive. I mean, again, not as expensive, not even close to US prices, but from we had seen from previous cities and even Madrid or Valencia, it was expensive still. So we were like, you know what? Again, coast, a lot of tourists. Let's just keep going. So guys, this is what we did. We zoomed out and we're like, okay, there's nothing else here. France is already here. Now, I didn't know at the time, because I was looking at cities around this area, that all of this right here were the Pyrenees, which is like a mountain range, ski resorts. So obviously there's not gonna be nothing close to France, so close. But then, as you can see here, besides Barcelona, the next bold letter city, it's Zaragoza. So this is how we found Zaragoza, straight up. We just clicked on it. We're like, all right, so the size is not bad. We started looking at pictures. We're like, okay. So the next step was go to Idealista and look at places to rent. And they were pretty good. I mean, really good, to be honest. Compared to San Sebastian or Madrid, the prices were excellent. So, you know, we started looking more and more into it. We looked at videos and walked through videos of Zaragoza, and we like it. And we came to find out that Zaragoza is actually the 5th biggest city in Spain. And I have never heard of it. I mean, why should I? But everybody talks, of course, of the big cities, Valencia, Madrid, Barcelona. But Zaragoza was kind of like low key. It didn't have that many tourists as far as we were looking at. We started looking at the weather. You know, that's a big plus. And it just said pretty much people were talking about they're both extremes. In the winter, it's really cold, really, really windy. And in the summer, it's really, really hot. It's that dry heat, not humidity weather like South Florida, but like that dry heat summer like Las Vegas, if you've ever been to, or Oklahoma, places like that. So another plus was Zaragoza, as you can see, or as we came to find out, it's kind of in the middle between Barcelona and Madrid. Now you see this, that's pretty far, but this is only an hour and 15-minute train ride, which is insane. I mean, it's pretty much the same distance as a drive from Boca Raton to Miami to see my family. So Zaragoza to Barcelona is about an hour and a half in train. So we're okay, so we're kind of in the middle of it. And then, of course, in my border with France type of mentality, we're like, okay, this is only like a 2.5 hours from France. Now, another plus was I love snowboarding at least once a year when I can. I'm not that good, I'm okay, but I just like the vibe of it. And in South Florida to go snowboarding, we used to go to Colorado, and it's insanely expensive, extremely far. And this we came to find out that it's only 2-hour drive for the nearest ski resort from our house, which is ridiculous, right? So that was a huge plus for me. So everything just came to be. We liked the school, they had a place for our daughters. The rent seemed very, very affordable. The city was big enough, but not that big, kind of like low key in the radar as far as tourists goes, because we didn't want to be that many. We didn't want to be like in a town with like a population of 200 people, but we also didn't want to be a major attraction place. We kind of wanted to feel the rustic Spain vibe, like, you know, like really get into the culture. And Zaragoza, it seemed like it fitted our criteria, you can say. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's literally how we found Zaragoza and how we picked Zaragoza as our city. So guys, next we're going to talk about how much was the move. So, I mean, let's get to it. Let's break it down. So we already know that from last video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. The visa expenses were around $3,300, almost $3,400. So now let's talk about the actual moving expenses. So, I mean, let's break it down, right? So number one, so right here, since we rented our house in the States, we had to pay. If you guys ever rented a house, you know that your property manager charges, most places they charge 1 month rent before they rent the house or to rent the house. So $3,000 to rent the house, that's what we had to pay up front for that property manager first month. Airbnb was the Airbnb that we stayed our first week here in Spain. Now, when we found an apartment, it was completely empty, which I'm gonna make a video of how we found the apartment because it was rough. But anyways, it was completely empty, so we had to pretty much furnish it all. And again, we're 4 with 2 kids, so we can't just put a couch and call it a day. So TVs, IKEA, house fix. So this was, again, our house in Boca. Now, you think your house is in good shape, but once you empty it out, again, from my last video, we sold everything in the house, or almost everything. So you come to find out that you actually have to fix the house and make it livable or ready for the people who are going to rent it. So we had to paint it and do some fixings all around the house. Costco. So Costco was crazy because living in the States, we had a membership for Costco, but we actually canceled it like a week before we moved, not knowing that Costco existed in Spain. But not only that, but we got here September 6th, it was a Thursday, and that Friday, September 7th, Costco opened here in Zaragoza. like a brand new Costco opened in Zaragoza. So I mean, we had to get a membership again, we had to get a new car, but I mean, it worked out great. It was something that we were familiar with. So we went to Costco and it was 1,800. I mean, you already know, you go to Costco for like 2 items and you're gonna end up getting a bunch of things, especially for us because we're completely empty. Medical insurance. So this medical insurance, actually this should have been in the last video. This is technically part of the visa because one of the visa requirements is you have to get either public insurance or private medical insurance. Now I don't know how you can get public without an ID or without being a resident, but so we didn't even consider that. So we went the private route. It cost us $2,200 for us for 1 year. So not that bad. So you can put this in the visa expenses or you can put it here. I mean, anyways. HOA. Now, our house, if you guys ever dealt with HOA, you know they're a freaking headache. It took forever to rent the house. Well, to get the tenants qualified by the HOA, I mean, they did an extensive research, even worse than the property managers themselves. So they actually get a deposit of the first month rent separately from what the property manager got. The HOA has another $3,000, so that was another $3,000 that I had to pay. Rent a car. So this rent a car was to actually go to IKEA and go to Costco. Since we didn't have a car and they're actually 20 minutes from when we were staying, we had to rent a car. Sammy's our dog, so we had to get an international health certificate so she can fly with us in the plane. Extra bags and boarding. I mean, we had 11 pieces of luggage when we moved. Actually, I'm gonna put a picture. As you can see here, this is our whole life, pretty much. Everything else we sold, houses are rented, and this is what we moved to Spain. Altogether, I think it was 11 pieces of luggage. Right here, luggage, we didn't have all those bags, so we had to buy them. Cargo fee, again, for our dog he went under the plane, so we had to pay that cargo fee. It was like 8.5 hours. We took her to the vet before. She actually gave us some pills that you can give her and kind of like, I'm not gonna say drug her, but like medicate her. So she was knocked out for like a whole day. So she slept most of the time. So that was good. Miscellaneous. This is some little things here and there that I wasn't gonna itemize it because it was gonna take forever to go through it. Rent a car. Now this was crazy. As you can see here, let me open it for you guys. So this 507 euros, when you break it down to US dollars, is about 588. So this was so much money because we rented a car through Expedia, through the app in Madrid, and we're gonna drive to Zaragoza, which is about 3.5 hours drive. Now we didn't take a train because again, we are 4 with 11 pieces of luggage and a crate and a dog inside. First of all, I don't even know if you can take that much luggage into a train. And just imagine myself walking into the train station and walking to the train with all that luggage, with 2 kids, with a dog, with a crate. It was gonna be way too hectic. So we were like, you know what, let's just rent a car and we can just drive there calmly, chill. We don't have to worry about it. The bad thing is, once we got to the rental car place at Madrid, apparently you had to put the flight number the flight number in the app, which I have never done before and obviously I didn't do. So that reservation was invalid. They gave us the money back. Actually, they never even charged it. But that I didn't care for that. I just wanted a car and they didn't have a car big enough. Again, it can't be any car. It has to be like a big van. And it's not like they have Suburbans over there in here in Madrid. So it has to be like a black, actually, I'm gonna put a picture of it. This black Mercedes, that's what we end up getting. But anyways, before we even got to that, so at that rental place, we couldn't get a car. So picture this, my wife, 2 kids, after a long flight with the dog, with all of luggage, are just sitting in the parking lot, and I'm going through every car rental place to see if they have a van big enough to fit everybody plus the luggage. And it was so expensive because I'm not returning that car or that van back to the same place. I'm leaving it in Zaragoza. So apparently there was a humongous fee for that and ended up being almost 500 euros, which is insane for a 1-day car trip. But it was what we had no other choice. We had to pay for it. Mattress, again, we didn't have anything. We had to buy a mattress. Furniture, same thing. Flights, same thing. So this is pretty much it. All of this together was 25,422 bucks. If you add that to the visa if you add that to the visa expenses altogether, it comes to be $28,875, give or take a few $100. So the total should be $30,000. So that is it. $30,000 to move a family of 4 from South Florida to Spain, starting over in Spain, hence the channel name. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know down in the comments if I should have given another city a better chance, more thorough research, maybe Bilbao or San Sebastian, I don't know. Let me know if you think Zaragoza was a good place. We don't regret it. We love Zaragoza here. But as you've noticed from now, if you've been a regular in this channel, I respond to almost every comment. So let me know what you guys think. I really do read them, and I obviously respond. And also the main thing, the moving expenses. Do you think it was too much? Do you think it was too little? Did you see anything crazy in the charges that I showed you? I mean, would you have done anything different? Let me know. Let me know down in the comments. I mean, 30K, it is a lot of money, but you are moving from another country with 2 little kids. So it just can be, I mean, if it was just me and my wife, it would have been half of that, just because we can rough it out in a lot of things that I wouldn't put my kids through, especially if we don't need to. So that's it. In the next video, we're going to talk about our first week in Spain and finding an apartment, which was way harder than we thought it was going to be. And I'm not exaggerating. Dark times, or short times, but it was dark indeed. So that's it. Let me know. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.